Synchronicity University has an incredible jam-packed March season coming up. And for a very limited time, you can choose your tuition rate, 5-week courses with me. I'm finally back after 2 years away. And Zamboni Funk and Celeste Brooks. You add to this an incredible speaker series, which includes superstar astrologer Maurice Fernandez. Well, you can see here that there's so much to look forward to and even more. Choose your tuition rate on now at synchronicityuniversity.com. Links are in the description below. Hello, fabulous superstar Sagittarius. Welcome to your horoscope for the month of February 2024. I am your astrologer, Nadiya Shah. Thank you for being here. It is a remarkable astrological month, without a doubt. Big moves happening in the sky now. Boy, is this a very special time. Powerful energies playing out here. We have a powerful new moon in particular happening on the 9th of the month. This new moon is in a communicative part of your sky. And if anybody is likely to feel like you get a message out of nowhere, just finds you, surprises you, and it changes a lot for you, it certainly could be you. But this new moon has to be understood in the context of what's happening around it, also in the same part of the sky. So what we have is planets moving in here one by one. On the 5th, it's Mercury. On the 13th, it's Mars. And on the 16th, it's Venus. And as they move into this part of the sky, they very quickly move to connect in the sky with Pluto. And this brings a certain intensity here to all of your communications, whether it's you communicating or receiving the communications now. Siblings, cousins, neighbors, these people might be rather intense in some way or have developments take place in their life that you will try your best to be present for. But yeah, sometimes with this, it can feel like certain people in our lives, like these people I just mentioned, they may be particularly dramatic. They may be a little bit over the top or a lot over the top. And it's up to you to decide what feels right for you to communicate and express to them or not. But the new moon itself, it is square Uranus. And that is that surprise out of nowhere quality that comes into the mix. And new moons speak to new perspectives, new information coming forward, new curiosities being born for you. Again, seemingly out of nowhere. The most likely scenario set to take place here is just a lot going on with your neighbors now. It is your neighbors themselves that might be particularly dramatic or loud in some way. And you get to figure out what power you have and what power you don't. And the truth is, if you try to focus your energies on having power over another, that is a good way to get very, very frustrated and to waste a lot of your energy as well. The most peaceful people in the world focus on themselves. That doesn't mean you don't do what you can to create positive change in the world or in your community. Of course, do that as well. But where you try to control others, that is a really good way to find yourself super, super frustrated, super, super quick. And I think you as a Sag already understand this. You understand how much of life is perspective and engaging other people and experiences, but also choosing whom not to engage. That might be a sacred lesson for some Sages out there. Outside of that, though, this can be a powerful time for feeling a sense of connection with your community, dedication to your community, a sense that you have something to say. It's the more expressive part of you that is waking up now, that has a desire to share, to express. How are you going to do that? What medium are you going to use? You get a chance to look at that now. I think at the very least, there are going to be some pretty dramatic, intense conversations that could be playing out now. And again, the opportunity for those may come out of nowhere. You do want to be mindful. Perhaps you are coming across in ways that you don't realize. You may have very strong reactions to someone else sharing something, but conversely, it can go the other way as well. Someone might have a very strong reaction to something you say, whether or not you intend them to. Be mindful of your communications, how it is you're expressing, so that you get as close to the outcomes you're hoping for as possible. Now, navigating forward, it is going to be on the 24th that we are going to have a full moon. This full moon is at the top of your sky, having to do with career and life purpose and your understanding of legacy and destiny. It's about aiming high. And that's why promotions and interviews and audition situations are covered here as well. So the wonderful news is we have a beautiful alignment here between Jupiter and this full moon. It is a full moon. It brings to fruition. So I do think there's likely to be some career-related opportunities here that bring a lot of happiness and a real lift at this time. They come with a lot of joy also. It is Jupiter now that is moving through a part of the sky for you that has to do with your daily life, including your work life. So it could be that you are recognized for doing what you do really well, and that could align you with more opportunity in some way. If you're not necessarily on the career track, you're not really thinking about that, this can be a sense of connecting to the power of your days, using them well, so that you feel a greater sense of purpose as you move through this time. But Saturn and Mercury are across the sky from this full moon, and I find that so fascinating because that opposition in particular can speak to a sense of becoming that much more aware of where it is that you desire change, where it is that you have to take other factors into consideration. You might feel a little bit like you need to be careful or you need to be measured. How are you going to approach bosses and people in positions of authority? In interview and audition situations, how much are you going to tap into the past and past connections and past experiences and bring that into this moment of where you're hoping to go for more? It's a balancing act here, but you will find the right balance for you as you do aim to go higher, however way you understand that. I want to add on February 19th, we are going to have Chiron meeting the North Node in the sky. And I think this is an incredibly important moment for all of us out there. For you, this takes place in a heart-oriented part of the sky, what you want in your heart of hearts in every area of life. That includes genuine joy, a genuine sense of living a life that you love, happiness, fun, creative fulfillment, feeling like you're on a path of self-actualization. And the children in your life are covered here as well. When planets meet the North Node, it is as if a doorway opens from which new people, places, things, situations can enter, which represent karmic blessings. I think those karmic blessings and the awarenesses around them are going to be plentyfold at this time and in some way. So face yourself and be yourself. You know, I like to say that, but also be open to doing things that are genuinely fun for you to do. It is Chiron. So yeah, you're going to have to be aware of where you're feeling vulnerable. There might be a lot of vulnerability, but there might be a part of you that understands you need to move through that vulnerability in order to find a sense of healing and progress, but also, yeah, new chapters as well. Doing what's fun for you to do, what your heart calls you to do, considering what you need to be fulfilled, taking action in support of that creates pathways from which new people, places, things, situations can find you that will become part of a bigger picture in the fullness of time of helping you to fulfill all those desires in your heart. Now, where it comes to matters of love, this Chiron North Node conjunction is huge in the context of love, I have to say. For those of you open to meeting someone new, this can be a powerful time of connecting with someone. Again, there's heightened vulnerability. I can't promise you this person's going to be there forever and ever. Chiron is really about being aware of where healing needs to happen. And sometimes it's hard to stick around with someone where you're always just feeling exposed and vulnerable and having to face really intense emotion, which is part of the signature of Chiron. And yet, even just a flirtation can be powerfully healing for you in some way. Be open to possibilities. A moment with another person now can serve as this sort of touchstone, if you will, that you reflect back on for a long time to come, at how you were able to see things in yourself and transcend them in meaningful ways. For those of you just starting to date someone, I think this is a huge moment. Is this person a healing presence, or are they just constantly leaving you feeling vulnerable and exposed in some way? This can be energy that is challenging, but it's honest. There's something honest here. If this person is a genuinely healing presence, I think that'll be made abundantly clear. It'll feel as if you're accelerating forward. But if it is that isn't the case, I think you're going to be able to see that powerfully so now. And it's going to be about making a choice. Is it genuinely good for you to continue with this person? Or is it now that you feel, having looked at some very deep vulnerabilities within you, perhaps you're ready to go a different way? And for those of you in an established bond, again, lots stirring within you now of vulnerability. Where it is that the relationship is strong, this is really sharing from the depths of your heart, sharing more of yourself, giving more of yourself at this time, feeling that much more connected and safe to actually explore those things within yourself that sometimes you might feel don't heal. Issues of lovability, issues of wanting deep love. Where it is that perhaps you have felt for a while that you're not in the right relationship for you, a lot of the wounds that lead you to believe that are going to stir very powerfully now. But this is about moving into the future, and you'll get to have an understanding as to what that looks like for you and whether that future includes this person or not. At the very least, you'll start to glimpse the pathway forward. What I love about this month for you, there's so much here. It's a powerful and meaningful astrological moment. I am going to say I love the energy of Chiron meeting the North Node. I really think that is a powerful pathway forward. It is about a doorway opening from which new people, places, things, situations enter, and either they are the healer or they awaken the healer within you. This is about evolution, about moving forward and becoming something more heart-centered, more vulnerable, and yet strong and courageous. It's about you knowing that the wounds of your past no longer have to dictate your future. It's about you knowing that you can move in a direction that, even though it's challenging, you will choose because it's good for you to do so. Thank you so much for watching. You can get a video like this each and every week for each and every sign for as low as just $3 a month. Would choose your membership rate at NadiyaShahSuperstars.com. Higher tiers get you things like all access passes to Synchronicity University events, consultations with me, and so much more. All of this in the Superstar space at NadiyaShahSuperstars.com. Links are in the description below. Thank you again for watching. It'll be a great month. Enjoy.